Welcome to the Marketing Stack podcast. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about myself, about my marketing journey, about some of the things that I'm thinking about, and some of the things that I am a little worried about. And so, on this episode, I'm going to be talking about sort of niching down. And if some of you are thinking about, well, okay, you niche down, so that means narrowing down your audience. And fine, it doesn't matter what your product is or what your service is, but ultimately, we're in a time right now where if we're just talking about marketing, it's not enough because there are thousands of people literally talking about marketing. And so if we really want to stand out, if we want our clients to see our content, if we want our clients to actually engage with us, we've got to go deeper. And so it's this, what I call speciality or specialization. In the medical field, it's like you're not just a GP, you become a naturopathic doctor, or you become a surgeon, a heart surgeon, I'm not a medical person, but you get the point. Like you go deeper into a particular field if you choose to. But in the marketing world, in the digital world, yeah, it's kind of like we have to. There is no other way. And the reason for that is because, well, there's just too much noise. And we've got to be able to appeal to a very specific customer, to a very specific avatar. And so as I come up with avatars for my business and I think about, well, who do I want to serve? And obviously I've got not obviously, but I've got 5 or 6 years of experience in my freelance / digital / agency business. Over the last 6 years, I've worked with speakers, authors, course creators, occupational therapists, event planners, student facilitators, e-commerce businesses, and a various range of people. And initially I had thought that I would be serving e-commerce businesses, but I realized that e-commerce struggles with this whole thing of being able to add higher ticket items to their cart. And if you're using something like Shopify, being able to do upsells is one of the more difficult things to do. If you use something like ClickFunnels to sell your merch or sell your products, physical products, then fine. Amazon has got a built-in upsell thing where they ask you to add something else to your cart, or they say that other things will go together, or other people have bought this thing with this thing that you're looking at right now. And so I feel like on the e-commerce side, I wasn't going to serve. Well, I know the marketing side. Most of the e-commerce side of things runs with marketing, advertising, and on the content side for e-commerce businesses, it's a little bit more difficult. It's possible, but it's a little bit more difficult. Where business owners just can't seem to understand that this concept of content is actually what drives sales of the product. But nonetheless, I then decided to move into to be more of an expert, to be more of a consultant sort of coach, and working with more sort of course creators and, people who wanted to sell their information online. And I had been working with those people before, building out their Kajabi stores and building out their funnels and doing advertising for their funnels. And so as I think now, I feel like I'm at that crossroad again where I'm trying to decide, should I be helping in the marketing space? Should I be helping in the medical space? Or should I be helping in the entrepreneurial space? And then it's like, if it's entrepreneurial space, who are the people that I want to serve? So if I had to think about who I was 5 years ago, I was quitting my 9-to-5, or I had quit my 9-to-5. I was going between sort of gigs, trying to figure out how to start my own business. I had started my own business and closed businesses. I was selling stuff on the internet, sort of just randomly, not necessarily collecting money on the internet, but, finding my clients on the internet. This digital media became a source of clients, a source of leads. So yeah, it's like, what are we here to do, and who do we serve? Who do we serve while for trying to fulfill that purpose? As I look at these two demographics, or these two types of people, on the naturopathic doctor / functional medicine side and the entrepreneur 9-to-5er, there are a lot of commonalities in the sense that I have a feeling that they both want freedom, they both want independence, they want their businesses to run almost on autopilot, yet they want to be creative in their businesses. People are looking to spend time with their families and go out traveling and, do all the human things that we want to do. and I mentioned this on one of my videos as well, is, while we're working 9 to 5, even if we are working a 9 to 5, or even if we are building a business, the stuff that we do after hours, whether it's, having a drink with friends, or sitting down with family, or going to visit with grandparents, or volunteering, or donating, or, helping out in the community, or being part of a religious group, or, just contributing in that way, in some way or form, I feel like that's who we all are. And so I'm not quite sure how to narrow that down further, but I do know that our intrinsic human need is very close to what Maslow's hierarchy of needs says, where we want transcendence, we want self-fulfillment, we want enlightenment, we want all of these things at the top of the pyramid. And I would think that people who are just starting out, maybe quitting their 9 to 5, are maybe a little lower down on the pyramid, versus people who are already doctors, who are already fulfilling certain part of their duties and obligations, are not in survival mode, and have kind of graduated to being a little bit further up. They're thinking on a lot more deeper humanitarian level. So maybe as I talk through this podcast episode, as I talk to you, trying to figure this out myself, I guess I'm asking you to either support me or comment or get your thoughts on, this is what I'm feeling right now in my business, and kind of wondering if you're thinking the same thing, and kind of wondering if maybe you are also trying to understand how this whole thing fits together. And then, of course, there's all the internal stuff of actually running a business. So it's like I am wanting to expand my team a little bit, which means I've got to get onto more sales calls, which means I've got to try to get less internal work keeping me busy and work more externally, making more of this content, trying to do more videos on YouTube, and trying to fulfill on my internal obligations, like working in the business or working on the business, and not necessarily working in the business. And yeah, it feels like I need to dedicate time or time block or do something in that respect to be able to fulfill these two roles that I'm trying to fulfill on, which has been a challenge for quite a while. And as a business owner, you probably do understand that this is just the way that it goes. And breaking out of that pattern of trying to figure out, well, what should I be today? Which hat should I wear today? Which hat should I wear? What colors should I be wearing on a daily basis? I think is a magic trick that most entrepreneurs either accomplish or work through or don't. So yeah, that's me for today. Just my thoughts down on paper. Let me know what you think. If you like the episode, definitely subscribe. Leave a review on Apple iTunes if you're keen on more episodes. If you want to give me feedback, come check out burhanpatel.com. I started a Facebook group as well for Bridge8. Bridge8 is my company name, and it's a community around Bridge8 and what I'm doing with Bridge8 as a business, which is basically all the stuff that I'm talking about on this podcast. But yeah, come hang out with me in the group, come have a chat, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.